I can literally think of a question in my mind and God will give me the answer. It could be like a video that'll just pop on my telly. It's really bizarre. Like, for example, I watch The Outdoor Boys. Well, my little boy likes watching The Outdoor Boys. He went through a phase where he's literally wanted to watch it every night. And one time I was watching it, and as a Christian, I was thinking, I wonder if he's Christian. And I didn't say anything to any my family or anybody else. And literally that night, when Outdoor Boys popped up on my telly, and I was choosing an episode to put on for my little boy, and literally I put it on, and it turned out, because it hadn't said anything in the title, but it literally turned out when I turned it on, he was literally talking about his faith in God, like in Jesus Christ. I was just like, that's so bizarre, because how many times my little boy was watching it every night, and then I just thought that in my head, and then like that night, it was just, do you know what I mean? That morning I'd had that question in my mind, and then that night, that popped on my telly, and it answered my question, and it's just like, it seems like that's how God works with me a lot. It's crazy, you know, but it's just like, so according to the Bible, God knows everything about us, like even how many hairs are on our head. It's crazy. I'm trying to, you know, I mean, our human minds, I can't fathom it, you know, it's just beyond our understanding. But yeah, but what I do understand from my research, if I get this, you know, I advise always checking things out for yourself, researching for yourself, don't take my word for it. But from my research, because of some of the supernatural ways that God revealed himself to me, I found out that demons can't know what your thoughts are. So here I can give another first-hand example, like when God was first revealing himself to me, like, so I was really, really searching for God, and that was how he would come and woke me up from New Age deception, because there is scripture that says in the Bible about if you're literally searching for God, you will find him. And if God knows our thoughts, he obviously knew that I was, you know, that what, I don't think I even realised I understood 100% myself what I was searching for, but he obviously, he knows us better than we know ourselves, and he knows what we need. Do you know what I mean? It's like, so here's the Alpha and Omega, he knows the end from the beginning, and he can see apparently, so he lives outside of time, and he can see the future before it's even happened. I remember literally sitting in bed one night, and it was like in my mind, it's as if I was like crouching down behind a church pew, and God was on his phone, and I was just feeling like, oh, you know, I'm so unworthy, like hiding down his pew. And then the next thing I know, it's like I literally saw what I believe must have been God reveal himself to me. And it's just like a glowing figure, like some of the Bible stories talk about angels revealing themselves to people and stuff. But it was just like it appeared like a glowing figure in front of me, waving his arms about, and he literally said to me, if you want to get close to God, he said, don't burn incense. He told me, he said, I absolutely detest it. And as he'd said this, he was just waving his arms about like this. He's like, I detest it. You know, really emphasising that how much it is to his displeasure that he doesn't like incense. Anyway, so the next day I went for my incense in the bin. But yeah, so I hadn't said anything to anybody. Again, I hadn't said anything to anybody that's what I was thinking. And again, so I didn't know at the time that there is scripture that says about how we can boldly go to God's phone. I'm just going to see if I can find a scripture so I can share it. Okay, so I found a scripture. I literally had to take a few minutes there to compose myself, because I found the scripture and I'd heard about it before, and I'd heard preachers talking about it. I don't think I'd actually read it myself before. And it was really strange. I literally read this and it made me feel really emotional. I literally had to take 5 minutes just to compose myself, take a few deep breaths. Anyway, so the King James Version, it says, let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need. And that's Hebrews chapter 4, verse 16. Yeah, so I didn't even know about the scripture at the time. I don't know, some people may not believe me, but, you know, there's a lot of things that have happened to me that people just scoff and laugh at me and don't believe, but I know, you know, I just seen a lot of things, and when it happens to you, you know it's for real. What shampoo I've used, but I think it's irritated my scalp.